Ready to mosey them to the next car? You got it, partner. I said that earlier. Well, let's tread on. Hang in there. All this stuff's getting heavy. I'll dump what I don't need. Everyone's favorite journalist reporter, Amy Rose, is hot on the scoop. I'm heading out. You've been fabulously helpful. Amy, there you are. Have you found any leads yet? Oh, the detective pair needs help from the birthday girl? Ah, she knows everyone's allowed to be sassy on their birthday. This tip is just too juicy to ignore. I'll see you all around. Don't worry, Sonic. I'll be the one to avenge you. And quick. But how are you gonna leave? The door to the next car is locked. Oh, you doubt the birthday girl? The birthday girl has a master key. Right. The birthday girl gets the birthday key. Of course, it's a birthday privilege. I'll solve this case before anyone else. Bye! Amy may be hasty, but she's thorough. Now, what are you two doing? Looking mighty suspicious, I say. I'm the detective, so I can't be the murderer. And I'm, just making sure things go well. Here to ask if anyone's hungry. Things aren't going great. Not sure if you're forgotten, but there was a murder. Well, I mean, besides that. Besides murder? Ah, my social skills. Non-existent. I'm Vector, the butcher. I'm licensed to handle raw meat. I'm Espio, the poet. Ah, poetry! A resonant message from the poet to reader meant to challenge our delicate perspectives with the most rhythmic of prose. Can I hear some? Sure, Oh my god, the shouts! Teardrops in spring, can you hear me sing? La la la, dee dee dee. Was that it? I have more if you like. Cherry blossoms in the spring. I'm satisfied for now. Thanks. At least he's rhyming. I suppose. Bunnie and I are here to establish both of your alibis. Can you walk us through what happened after Amy had everyone leave the dining car? Oh sure, it's simple. We just explained this to Amy actually. When we were all sent off, Rouge, Blaze, Shadow, and Sonic all passed through this library, where Amy told me and Espio to stay. I promptly picked up a book off the shelf and made myself comfortable. Hector got bored, so he left to see what Knuckles was up to in the saloon car. Yep, where was Rouge? We happened to see her lipstick stain on a cup at the saloon car. Rouge came over to the library, seemingly looking for something. Then he went to search the saloon car. He came back shortly after. We'd heard her shout, "No way!" at the brochure stand over there. But she left back to the casino car before Shadow came through and locked the door. Wonder what she found. She obviously been on the hunt for something. After Rouge left, Shadow walked through the casino car and then entered the library car, locking the door behind him. More importantly, why has Shadow been locking doors? Shadow walked through the library car to the saloon car where Knuckles and I were playing games. He insisted on showing us up a Super Monkey Ball. I got so engrossed by the rolling monkey action I hardly noticed when Shadow left the saloon car. I guess he walked through the library car to the casino car again, locking the door behind him. Then returned to the lounge car, where he was meant to be stationed. When Vector came back, we realized Knuckles locked the door to the saloon car. We were stuck in the library car. That's when the strain sped up, and we were worried about the bookshelves falling on us. We got through it all right. We sat trapped here until Amy arrived asking questions. He's the one that told us someone murdered Sonic. And yeah, that's about all that happened. With all these locked doors, it seemed Vector and Espio couldn't have left the library car or the saloon car. Thank you both for your cooperation. We're just gonna peek around, and we'll return with any questions. If you return with any meat, I'll chop it up for you. And if you'd like to be serenaded with a poem, I got you covered too. Thanks, guys! Their alibi seems solid enough, but we should still search for clues. What we're looking for is any evidence that proves what they're saying is true. We need to confirm Vector's reason for leaving his post and determine if Espio was actually in the library car reading. A tall task, but we can do it. Let's get to the bottom of this, Tails. Absolutely. Oh, brochures! There are travel destination ideas, like amusement park, caverns, hotels, restaurants. Oh! Bunny, look at this! There's a couple of maps here. It seems to be a map of the library car. The books are categorized by genre, which are listed here. I love a good overhead map. Let's take it. So many books on the ground. I wish we had time to pick them all up. I sadly have no interest in picking up these books. A lot of these were knocked out by the train speeding up. But Rouge pulled a lot of these out too, searching for something. What reckless behavior. I feel sorry for those poor books. The spines are creasing. They're opening too far. It just feels empathy for everything. What's this bright red book? Oh yuck, this reeks of the evil scientist Dr. Eggman. Yep, this is Dr. Eggman's autobiography and recipe book. Wow, I wish I could stop and look at all these books. But Sonic needs me. No time to rest. Alright, let's move on then. Well, I mean, a little peek wouldn't hurt. He's scavenging through all the books' titles excitedly. He's like a kid in a candy shop, or in this case, a genius in a train library. That's odd. I know some books have fallen out on the floor and everything, but every book on these shelves is in alphabetical order, but this one. The Mirage Express Manual. It's the user's guide to the Mirage Express, the train we're currently on. Do you think someone found it on the ground and put it back? Maybe, but it's interesting. Let's make a note of this. Fancy a poem? Yes, a poem about space. I made it up to space with my beloved antique vase. But a mistake in my haste dropped the vase from my embrace, so my antique I must now replace. What caused you to drop the vase? Don't read too deeply, it's just a poem. He hasn't thought it through, has he? When Shadow left the library car, he locked his door on his way out. There's gotta be a reason he's doing this. We should take a note of it. Yeah, I do believe we should. I think we found enough clues. Let's go interrogate Vector and Espio to find out what really happened. Let's go with Poet Boy. Wait, there was another one. A poem about trains. Locomotive in motion, I think I lost my lotion. The window shows the ocean. Oh wait, there's my lotion. Thanks. I actually really like that one. Huh? Interrogation time. So the two of you don't believe us, eh? It's not that we don't trust either of you, but I wouldn't be a proper detective without examining the validity of your alibis. Bunnie and I are here to confirm two things. Why Vector left to go play games with Knuckles, and if Espio really was reading in the library car. Vector, we'll start with you. Why did you leave the library car? To visit Knuckles? We're prepared to present evidence if need. Oh, that's easy. I got bored. What? I wasn't entertaining him enough, it seems. Vector enjoys being social. Plus, we were instructed to mingle. I remembered the arcade machine in the saloon car, so I figured I'd go check it out. This seems to line up with the information we gathered with Knuckles. Then that brings our attention to you, Espio. Rouge entered the library car, found something, then left. You said you immediately started reading, but were you actually reading the entire time you were in the library car? Of course he was. Once Espio starts reading, he doesn't stop till it's done. I've seen it happen. It must have been a good read. What was the book? Espio doesn't owe you that, detective. Let the man live. What if it was something embarrassing? What kind of things do you think I read? If you won't talk, I have a hunch on what the book might be. Bunnie, could you help me out? Alright, Bunnie. What book do we think Espio might have been reading? This one, I suppose. A manual? You think Espio was reading instructions? What argument could you possibly have to support this? 40 rings this time? Oh, shoot! Almost there. There we go! Thank goodness. There are books scattered around the floor, sure. But the remaining books on the shelves were all in alphabetical order. All except this manual, meaning someone at the very least picked up the manual and put it back in the incorrect place. This lack of attention to detail isn't normally like you, Espio. Hey now, I won't have you insulting my pal like this. Calm down back there. I know you mean well, but I can handle myself. Apologies, Espio. A pusher and a poet. Friendship can form anywhere. That is indeed the book I was reading, Mirage Express Manual. Trains are cool. In that case, we'd like to ask you a few questions about the manual. Bunnie, if you don't mind. Can you ask Espio some questions about the manual? Just flip the page and ask away. Oh, I see. Okay. Page 97. Okay, what efficient and extremely accurate technology was installed to assist in keeping the train spotless? Robotic arms. During events, they can perform a variety of tasks and are responsible for cleaning up trash and messes afterwards. I remember the conductor saying the train can clean itself, though I have a feeling the train company just didn't want to hire any janitors. The robotic arms can also detect weapons or explosives being brought onto the train, ensuring passenger safety. Things like SPO Ace the question. Bunnie, hit it with another one. The Mirage Express cancellation policy. No refunds, and you will be charged a no-show fee. This does not apply if you are over the age of 65. The person who made this rule must have been over 65. Last one, Bunnie. Let's see if SPO can vote 3 for 3. What was implemented to support the conductor duties and ease general train obligations? An intelligent data processing system. It works in tandem with the conductor to assure smooth travels for guests. I remember this. Train has an autopilot, but I can't access its full suite of capabilities without the conductor present. Now that I passed your little test. Yes, totally. It's while you are able to retain all this information so quickly. I wish I could retain that much information that quickly. It'd be so useful. So useful. A poet's brain is often surprising. I don't know if I'd be bragging about that. You clearly read the manual. Those answers feel far too specific to be guesses. And you both had the nerve to question my body like that. Don't we want to be supporting folks who read? You had to admit though, reading the entire time a murder occurred does sound a bit suspicious, even if true. But he answered all of my questions so calmly, that's very impressive. No, I understand everyone's conscious attitudes. Nectar was the only one to see me reading after all. My alibi is hard to substantiate despite being the truth. Well, you definitely read through the manual, so I suppose we can... Espio, is that true? Nectar was the only one to see you reading. Yes, that's correct. Problem? Frankly, I don't believe that can be true. And we have evidence to back it up. Bunnie? He always puts me on the spot. Okay, Bunnie, think. We should have a piece of evidence linked to someone who also saw Espio reading. But what, Shadow? Is it Shadow? Shadow's law? Please, pray tell, what does it have to do with anything? We're up, Bunnie. Let's get our argument together. Again, for this. 50! Oh, thank goodness, that was actually pretty easy. Yay! Shadow walked to the library car to get the saloon car, where he set the original high score on the arcade machine. Yeah, but I ended up beating it. It wasn't the high score long. Crocs are natural gamers. Espio said he saw Shadow enter the library car, but he's mentioned nothing about Shadow's return. He only mentions that Vector came back. When Shadow left Knuckles and Vector in the saloon car, Espio was fully seated reading his book for a good while at this point. We know Shadow had to walk back to the library car when he left the saloon car. So there's absolutely no way Shadow and Espio didn't notice one another on Shadow's return trip. I mean, it was a simple slip-up. I was just fully immersed in my book that I didn't notice Shadow. You're telling me the sound of doors opening and locking wouldn't have caused you to look up? Well, I see. You see, I can sense Espio's desperation here. Defending the argument that he was reading the entire time isn't easy. So if you didn't see Shadow returning from the saloon car to lock all the doors, then, at that moment, were you really in the library car at all? But how would Espio leave? Shadow locked all the doors and no one saw Espio in the saloon car. It's a mystery, my dear Bunnie. One that I would love for Espio to solve. You gotta believe me. That cool demeanor is vanishing. I was so involved with my book. I didn't notice Shadow passed back through the library car, honest. When Vector returned, he even had to tap me on the shoulder to get my attention. Yeah, I think I remember doing that. I must avenge my friend's death, so I'll ask you again, SPO. If you weren't there for Shadow to see you reading, then how did you leave the library car? I wasn't. I didn't. Why doesn't this seem right to me? Tail definitely feels like he's onto something, but I don't see it. Was SPO simply sitting reading, or did he somehow vanish to not notice Shadow's return to the library car? What should I do? I'll defend SPO. I have to make sure our guests are taken care of. I have to speak up. Tails, we have a piece of evidence that can answer all of our problems. Alright, my fellow associate, lay it on me. What piece of evidence shows Shadow and SPO couldn't have seen each other? Oh, here! This! Alright, now let's get my thoughts in order. 55! Gosh darn it! I almost had it. There we go. The library map. Oh, I see. See the exits? They're right across one another. A straight path. If Shadow walked down this straight path, there's no way SPO and Shadow couldn't have seen one another. Looks like you'll have to point out where exactly on the map you mean. Where could SPO have been for Shadow not to have seen him? Interesting. That's where I was sitting reading my book. I can second this. When I returned from the saloon car, SPO was in the same spot. That confirms it then. You see, Shadow and SPO couldn't have seen one another from this spot because a bookgate was in the way. There's no way Shadow could have seen SPO or vice versa. It makes a lot of sense why you never mentioned Shadow's return, SPO. There's just no way you would have seen him. I apologize for losing my cool back then. I felt like I was grasping despite telling the truth, but I'm glad you all believe me now. Your alibi isn't the most airtight, but I have no further points. Thank you both for answering all of our questions. We did it! Another pair of alibis validated. Too many locked doors to worry about, but I'm glad everything straightened itself out in the end. Well, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna crash here for a bit. These chairs are so comfy. Likewise, I could use a breather. Sadly, our work isn't done. I have plenty of questions for Rouge, and especially Shadow. Oh, it seems the door to the next car is open. Amy must have kept it open when she passed through here earlier. Then that's our cue to leave. See you later, Vector and SPO. Give him heck. And if you need any meat chopped up, say the word. I'll keep my poetry sharp for both of you. A murderer is on the loose, while doors keep getting locked. Tick tick tock goes the clock, while our heroes are in the caboose. At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident in our detective abilities. We're really doing this. Come on, Bunny, let's see what's next. Coming! We've done so far Knuckles, Amy, and SPO and Vector. In the next one, we'll go to Rouge and Blaze, and then to Shadow, and then to the conductor. And hopefully we'll figure out who murdered Sonic the Hedgehog. Thanks for watching. Bye bye!